everything she said. All right.
That's always
You could have said anything. Like, yeah, he's a real idiot.
No. Okay. I never say stuff like it's all good. It's all good. I was just saying actually that in Holland, the funny thing is that there's a whole lot of, a big group of people that have known you for years.
Really?
And there's also this group of people that probably has just met you when you released your single here with Mace, You Should Be Mine. So that's kind of funny because the people that know you are, how do you say this? True fans. They were true fans right from the start. Right. But let's say the majority of the people, well, they don't really know who Brian McKnight is. So we're here to find out tonight who Brian McKnight is. So please do tell.
Well, look, we have enough time to know exactly who I am. But I mean, aside from music, I'm just a regular guy. I mean, you know, other than the fact that I'm 6'4", like 200 pounds. I mean, that's not necessarily average, I don't think. But I'm a product of my environment. I grew up listening to Stevie Wonder and Michael McDonald and the Dewey Brothers and Donald Fagen, a lot of stuff. And basically, I just took bits and pieces from those guys and just sort of mixed it together. And that's kind of what I do. You know, people say, well, what kind of music do you do? And I say, well, God, I'm not really one to be categorically identified, but I just try to make really good music. And, you know, at my concerts, at least in the States, you know, there's a very diverse group of people from 15 years old to 50 years old, black, white, Asian, you know, Hispanic, everything. And I think that that's a testament to that. There's this music that I do is, you know, is cross-collateralized over a lot of people, so.
Because you grew up, well, music has been a part of your life ever since you were born, right?
Since I was small.
And probably for a lot of people, but I always wonder, is because a lot of artists say that. I grew up with music and it was always around me, and that's why I picked up certain things. But how do you, would you say that it was like a part of you from the beginning, or was there a certain point when you said, oh, well, I could do music?
No. In my family, I mean, outside even my immediate family, everyone in my family can sing. Everybody, and mostly everybody plays an instrument. So from the time I was probably 2 to 5 years old, I thought that everybody in the entire world could sing because everyone around me.
I can tell you that that's not true.
Well, everybody around me could sing those. I was under the impression that everybody could. And as I grew up and
about the singing part?
Okay.
And then, you know, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Okay, no problems.
So, well, it's, as a matter of fact, not everybody can sing. Not everybody can play an instrument. Right. So when did you find out about that?
Well, in my family, it's like walking and talking to be able to sing. My mother has 4 sisters and 2 brothers. They all sing, and now consequently all of their children sing. And even now into the great-grandchildren from my grandparents, my children, my cousins' children, they all sing. And it's interesting. Last week I flew my whole family out to California to sing on my Christmas album that I'm making now. So there were 40 people
that's cool.
out there that sang. So it was just amazing.
And they're all McKnights?
Well, they're actually Willis is my mother's side of the family.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Crazy.
Really cool. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about your music and everything about you because, like I said, we want to know everything.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't hold back. But first, let's go into a video. Je kijkt naar de Music Factory. Dit is Sylvana Simons. Vandaag zit ik op de bank met Brian McKnight. We kennen hem natuurlijk allemaal van zijn grote R&B top 20 hit You Should Be Mine. Maar laat me je vertellen, er zit veel en veel meer... Er is veel en veel meer te weten over deze man. En dat gaan we natuurlijk vanavond allemaal met elkaar bespreken. Again, like I said, no, it's all good. Don't worry, it's all good. Because I was saying that even musically, there is, even the people that do know your previous albums, musically there is so much more that you have done.
Right.
And lots of stuff. Also, how do you say it? Broad, so it's not that you could be pinned down on one type of music.
Yeah, I've produced and written for jazz artists, like Art Porter, the late Art Porter, and Wayman Tisdale. I've done some stuff with David Sanborn.
How did you get into being a producer and all that?
Well, I produced my own records, and after the success of my first record, then people started calling. They wanted Brian McKnight sounding songs on their records. But even actually before that, I produced a lot of Vanessa Williams' Comfort Zone record. I did some of that record. And then I produced the Christmas album for Boyz II Men. So then it was like,
Brian
phone was ringing
McKnight
off the hook.
The man.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but since you decided to say it,
yes.
Okay. But then it kept going after that. I've done probably 25 to 30 songs outside of my records on other artists over the last 5 or 6 years.
So, how would you say, because over the last 5 or 6 years, we didn't really, the audience that is, hear from you?
Well, I think it would be the audience here.
Okay, in Holland. Right. Excuse me. No,
well,
but
okay.
That's who I represent now.
Well, what happened was I didn't come to Europe on a promotional tour for my second album. So a lot of people don't think that they think this is the second album. But there were some changes. The president got fired at the record label. There were some things. And
it's always the same story. I always hear the same story.
Yeah, there were some different kind of things. I'm not placing all the blame on that. You know, there was just sometimes things just don't work out that way. So I mean, it's interesting. You know, in the States, when you have a gold record like 500,000 units, it's not really doesn't seem that successful, but in actuality it is. But after you have a platinum record first, and then you go have a gold record, then it's a little different. So there was a perception that maybe that record wasn't that good, but I think it's a really great record. I just think that maybe it was a little too deep for the time right then. So I didn't come over here with that record, but now,
well, you should have.
Since this Anytime record is doing okay.
Well, yeah.
I'm here.
You're such a modest guy, aren't
you? What am I going to say? I'm just the best thing that ever happened. No, I mean, I contend that I make music, and that's what I do for a living. And if there are people out there that like it, then that's great. That means I can continue to do what I do.
Okay, well, I have some more questions for you. We'll be going into that. First, I found out that you are, how do you say that? You like Mint Condition.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a great band.
Right.
And I thought maybe it would be nice if I played a video for you.
Great.
So, especially for you, what kind of man would I be? You know, one thing I wanted to really ask you is about your image, because for a lot of artists, image is very important.
Right.
And for some artists, image is everything. You know? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Am I lying?
No, you're telling the truth. I mean, I think that a combination of, obviously the music has to be good, but the music can... If the other things are really good too, if the image is good and the video is superb, then the song can be marginal. But I mean, it's very important. What I try to do is now more than I did before, is I just try to be myself.
That would be my question, because when I look at you, I get the feeling that you are just who you are, and there's nothing.
Right.
You know, is it a deliberate choice, or did you?
I think that before my other two records, I maybe was more worried about how I was perceived, and then maybe tried to conceptualize myself.
Because you are one of the few artists I know that would go on the cover of their album, or at least the booklet in their album, with the children,
right?
For example,
right?
Because, you know, every guy wants to be known as single, fly guy, and all that. And I thought, well, you know, that's a mature thing to do.
Yeah, but I think that you're even more fly when you can show, you know, the other side of who you are. I think that when you're hiding it and then they find out, it's like they feel betrayed. I've sort of always tried to let it all hang out there and let people make their own choices, what they want to think. I'm married, I have children, and it's an okay thing. You know?
Yeah.
I just, you know, I don't think that the women out there who are my fans like me less because of that fact.
No.
You know, matter of fact, I think sometimes they like me more.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's true. It's true. It's like when a man walks down the street with his children, he always has more attention than when he's just.
That means
by
that somebody must like him. There must be a reason why somebody likes him.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And well, the other thing I was noticing is that when you listen to your album, because that's the funny part, I think, is yes, it's smooth and it's sexy and it's romantic, but then that's why I was asking the question before, so actually you already gave me the answer. Then I look at you and you're not trying to be all that.
No.
You just are.
I think that, and that's, you know, the case with a lot of people, that the people that you put up there and say, well, this person is sexy, that person is sexy. They're sexy if they're rolling around in the mud. They maybe, you know, that's just how they are. It's like, I was in Germany the other day, and it was like, oh, why are you so cool? And it's like, I don't know, I'm not really trying to be anything. This is just this is how I am. I don't really get that excited. At least.
But still, being a married man and having this effect on women must be.
It's a terrible power to wield, I tell you. But you know, I think that most guys think that to have women chasing you and that would be a fun thing to have. And in the beginning, it kind of was fun. But after a while, you're like, wow, it can be kind of scary at some points. So it's nice. But you also have to realize why you have it. And what I do is I look at the other artists out there who get the same thing that I do, and I realize the reason why. And it's more about the music, I think, more than what people really think. I mean, would they chase me if I was the garbage man? Probably not.
Yeah, exactly. So. Okay, more about your new album when we come back. Well, let's talk about your new album then. How did it come about? Why was it not co-produced by, because you did some songs yourself, right?
I did 9 of them by myself.
Okay.
I did one with Puff Daddy.
Okay, and everybody is talking about the album being produced by Puff Daddy.
Well, the album wasn't produced by Puff Daddy.
No, but that's what, you know, when you bring in a name like Puff Daddy, everybody's going, oh, isn't it produced by Puff Daddy?
Right.
And people, because I was one of the people that said so, would say like, okay, Brian McKnight's been around for a long time and now he's trying to hit the big stuff. And, well, over here in Europe, excuse me. And, you know, I don't want to... And, oh, then he brings in Puffy.
Right.
Because he wants to hit.
Well, I think that that's what the perception was in the beginning. But what I was really trying to do was show people that there are lots more sides to Brian McKnight than just One Last Cry, than just those kinds of songs. I listen to all kinds of music. I love Biggie. I love Buster. And I wanted to have some of that on my record. Now, can a aforementioned R&B guy just imitate hip-hop music? No, it would be very silly. So what I decided to do was just go to the source of who's doing it, because I wanted some of that on my record. And I said, well, you know, me and Puffy are friends. I'll call him up and, you know, we'll work on a tune together.
This is one of the most funky songs I have ever heard.
Well, thank you.
No, really,
I thought
seriously.
that the collaboration of two halfway decent producers get together.
What's that, a halfway decent producer? Please explain.
Well, I mean, the two guys that have had success on their own outside of each other come together, able to put down egos, put down any of that other stuff, and just come together and for the song's sake and make a good song, and that's what we did.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you expect it to do so well also over here in Europe?
No, I don't ever expect anything. I think when you have expectations like that, you're setting yourself up. But I was optimistic that it would do, you know, we would be accepted pretty well. Obviously, because when you have those two names, it'll get inside the door. Now, what it does, once it does inside the door, I don't know. But it's been very good. It was a great launching pad for this record.
Yeah.
The only problem, at least in the States, I was foreseeing was, okay, I use Puff Daddy. Now I become a super huge star, and it's because of him. But it didn't really work that way. It was a great song to start off the record. Anytime then came after that, and has been probably, if not the biggest, one of the biggest songs to come out in 1998 in the States.
Okay.
And I wrote that, I produced that.
Yeah.
So it was just
That's cool.
good.
Well, we're going to look at that one later on. First, we're going to see You Should Be Mine. I have to say, I like the video, and especially, did you, tell me honestly, are you a dancer?
No. No, I'm not.
Because you see, I am. No. And I used to be dancing professionally. So I was watching the video thinking, okay, he likes dancing, but not all that much.
No, I mean, it's not that I don't like it. I just would rather not. Yeah. Sometimes, you know. 'Cause, you know, you dance, you start to sweat, you know. I guess if I could go to a club in my sweats, then I wouldn't mind dancing. But, you know, I usually try to dress, you know, halfway decent. I don't want to sweat out my shirt, you know. Now I look like that guy over there who's, you know, sweating profusely and, you know, starting to get a little ripe. So, you know, I never want to be that guy, you know, so we just sort of stand around. Look cool, you know.
Look cool, because I thought, okay, he's just standing there looking really cool. Yeah. And that worked. Good. For the video. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we were just talking about your new single. You were saying that it was already released in America and is doing wonderful. And now it's being released here. Why do you think that it's such a successful song also?
Now, this is Anytime We're Talking.
Yeah.
I think that what I'm talking about in this song is just so universal. Everyone has been in a relationship, even in a good relationship, you're wondering, God, is my partner thinking about me? Are they thinking about me? Do they think about me as much as I think about them? You know, and of course, in a bad relationship, after it's over, you know, you know, even if they did you wrong, you know, it's difficult to give up those feelings. And that plus, you know, I think the track's pretty fat. And I don't sing too bad, so you know, it's all right.
Yes, you do your part also.
I do my part.
Yeah. Well, we haven't been able to see the video here, so we're going to see it now for the first time.
Oh, let me warn you. I mean,
if there's anything...
For some women out there, there may be scenes in this video that are explicit that you may not, you know, I just want to warn you ahead of time.
Bring on the tape! So it's, okay, well, okay, let me ask you this then. When shooting the video, this video, anything funny happened while shooting the video? Anything you might not want to tell us, but we need to know?
Well, I showed more skin in this video than most people usually do. I have a shower scene in this video. And in order to... Well, let me say, how many people do you know that take a shower with their clothes on?
Not much, no.
Not many. So in order to stay authentic to what I was doing and playing my character and the role, because I'm going to want to act at some point
exactly,
too.
Yeah.
I felt that I needed to be in the shower and be completely disrobed.
Yeah.
Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on which side of the glass you happen to be standing on, it's possible to see that is the case during this video. And
well, you know what? Never mind. I mean, we're gonna play it now.
Okay.
I'm sure we're all gonna enjoy it. We'll forgive you the obscene parts in the video.
I didn't say it was obscene.
No, but you know.
You know, I didn't get graphic. But it was tastefully done. All new, tastefully done. There you go.
Okay. Well, you know, before I let you go, I want to, of course, know what your future plans are, especially according this little country here in Europe. Will you be back?
I hope so. I mean, this is my second time here, and I love it here. Just the whole attitude. Everybody's riding bikes. It's great. You know, the streets are a little narrow, but my car's not here, so I don't have to worry about that too much.
You like the clubs, the Amsterdam clubs?
I love the club. I was in the club the other night. It was happening. You know, everybody was happy. Everybody was drinking. Everybody was smoking, but I mean, you know, it was okay.
That's a typical American thing, right?
Yeah,
People don't stand the smoke.
Yeah, not too much.
Not too much. Well, but, this is the country of smoke.
Country of smoke.
Yeah. But besides that, you like Holland?
I like Holland.
Would like to come back?
I would love to come back.
Okay, well, if you come back, would it be possible to do some shows here or whatever?
Well, I'd say that would be up to the promoters. If they would like to bring me back, I would be more than happy to put on as many shows as they are willing to pay for. And I would love to. I mean, I'd love to bring the band back and really do that.
Because live performing is something that you really
like. Performing is, it's definitely, you get to see the immediate reaction from the fans, and it's way different than the studio. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and if you are back performing here in Holland, you might as well just drop by here again.
You think?
Yeah, why not?
You think that you've really been that good to me that I should come back?
Well, you know, yes, I think, yeah.
Well, then I'll come back then.
Okay, so that's the deal.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you very much for being here today. And hope to see you soon.
You will?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Brian McKnight in Sylvana.